Back in the good old days, before the invention of the smartphone and all of the dating apps, men and women gathered in places and they physically engaged with each other. Places like gyms and bars and grocery stores. And somebody had to get up the courage and go and approach somebody and have a conversation and ask, would you like to go out? Now people just swipe and they send cute messages. Being a heterosexual male, I have never signed up for any of those apps, but I'm still able to meet women where? In my Uber car. Yes, I've gotten 2 phone numbers volunteered to me in my car. So in this video, what I'm going to do is talk about the delicate balance between a passenger and a driver, the difference between what a passenger can say and what a driver can say. And I'm going to answer the question, has Uber become the new OkCupid and why? And at the end of the video, stick around because I'm going to share with you whether any of those phone numbers became a real live date. Hey everybody, it is Jay Crater with the RideShare Guy. Drink a little Nespresso. You'll notice I don't have my normal button-down shirt. This is my driving attire. Almost every time I wear a t-shirt and this green sweater, which I've had for years. But this is what people see when they come into my car. This is what I normally look like. So we're going to jump into this whole kind of very touchy topic of what happens in a car between 2 people when there might be some kind of sexual attraction. So let's jump into it right now. So number 1, a brief history of dating. So when I was growing up, I always knew that the Safeway store was supposedly this great place for men and women to meet. And in particular, what you're seeing there is the Safeway store in the Marina District of San Francisco. And there, men would be looking for women who might need help with their produce, and men would be in there shopping, buying food. Maybe they would meet somebody. The gym was also another place in San Francisco. It was like the Bay Club was a good place. Restaurants and bars. So I worked as a bar back in Mill Valley, California, at a place called the Cantina. And boy, that was a place on Friday and Saturday night. People came to be seen and to connect with each other. Number 2, enter the smartphone. Now, I'm not saying people aren't still meeting at bars, but a lot more people are meeting on their smartphones, right? So there are all these apps. And as you can see, this is from PC Magazine. There's the top 10, Match, Tinder, Kippo, never heard of that, Bumble, Clover dating app, Hinge, OkCupid, eHarmony, Facebook dating, and POF, Plenty of Fish. So one of the things that's really different, though, is with the dating apps, you don't have to muster up the courage to go and approach somebody and actually have the conversation. And I think that hasn't been great for men and women when it comes to dating. A lot of women, friends of mine, have told me that the dating apps just aren't great for them. So, but that's the world that we live in. So where do you meet someone face to face these days? Number 3, but wait, I'm an Uber driver. So as a driver, we have to provide a safe environment, and we never want to talk about anything of a sexual nature, right? These are the rules that we have to follow. So occasionally, though, I get passengers that want to go there. They want to have conversations about relationships and things like that. So I take that as an invitation for me to share from my own personal experience. So that's the line that I've drawn for myself. I never initiate any kind of a conversation. And in fact, I just yesterday had a woman, and I was telling her about this video that I was making, and she said, "Oh my gosh, I had a driver totally hit on me." And I thought, oh, that's horrible. I mean, it was like this gross story she told me about this driver who, told her she'd make a great wife and asked her all kinds of personal questions. And for like a week afterwards, when she got her, it was actually a Lyft. When she got her Lyft, she would have somebody from work walk out with her to make sure that guy wasn't tracking her down. So that's terrible behavior. And fortunately, she reported it, and hopefully that guy's not driving anymore. So as drivers, we got to provide a safe environment. But when the passenger starts initiating something, then it gets really interesting. 4, passengers can say whatever they want. So there's definitely a double standard. As drivers, we cannot say anything of a sexual nature. We even get trained on how to create a safe environment for the people that are in our car. I don't even ask people anymore where they work. I'm like really like vanilla. I'm just vanilla. But a passenger can say whatever they want. Just yesterday, I had 3 people in my car. They had been drinking a little bit, and they're talking about genitals and all this weird stuff. Like I'm not even there. Passengers can say whatever they want. Doesn't matter. But as drivers, we got to be really careful about what we say. Number 5, the intimacy of a car. So when 2 people who don't know each other get into a small space, something happens. I think it's part that it's a small space, and it's also that the assumption is you won't see each other again. So there's a freedom to say whatever you want to say. And if you're a driver like me, you ask questions and you want to listen. And when someone realizes that you're listening, they want to say more, right? Everybody has this like human desire to express themselves intimately and to say the things that really, the truth that lives within them, rather than always having to be so careful and private. So when you get this car, it's really remarkable what people will tell me inside of their car. And occasionally I've had a few women who, shared a lot, and I shared a little bit back, and it led to them insisting that they give me their phone number and asking me to give them a call. They wanted to take it further. So has Uber become the next OkCupid? In a way, it has. It's a place that you can meet somebody, have a great conversation, and then possibly take it further. So what are the key takeaways? Well, the key takeaways are, if you're a driver, you have to be super careful. You cannot be initiating any kind of a sexual nature, any kind of a relationship desire. You just can't go there. We have to provide a safe environment. That's our job number 1. But what do you do when someone else is coming at you and you like it? Well, then I'm saying, in my case, I kind of went with them, feeling it was safe since they started it. So when it comes to driving, of course, the number 1 reason we're all doing it is for the money. But number 2 is the passengers, the interactions with the passengers. And I've had a few experiences where I've had these really great conversations. And as to the question, has either of those numbers turned into a date? I'm actually going to have that date this week with one of them. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. So that's it. I want to thank you for watching the video. Hopefully you got something out of it, if at least you were entertained, and just reminded, especially for the male drivers, that you cannot hit on passengers. It just happens too much. So many of my passengers tell me that they've been hit on by drivers, and so many women drivers that I've given a ride to tell me that their passengers hit on them, which seems to be okay in Uber and Lyft world. They really seem to be mostly focused on what drivers do. I've never gotten any training as a passenger by Uber and Lyft on how to treat the driver. So there's definitely a double standard there. Okay, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a check mark. Say you liked it. If you haven't subscribed yet to our channel, subscribe. We'd love to have you. Get a lot of good content here from us about how to make more money in less time. In this case, I didn't teach you how to make more money in less time, but I told you how to keep your job as a driver by keeping a really safe environment inside of your car. And once in a while, having really amazing conversations. You go out and have a great day. This is Jay Creator saying be safe out there, and go tell someone you love them. Bye for now.